Alright, today we are going pine pollen foraging. It's something we try and do as a family every spring. We haven't got to do it this year because we've had a lot of rain and also snow the last few days. So it's our first sort of fine weather window. Essentially what we're going to be doing is collecting the spores off the male cactans on the pine tree. So stick with us, we're going to show you how we do it, some of the health benefits of it, and also the sort of mentality and understanding behind wild foods and how you can incorporate that into your lifestyle. Just driving around some of the spots we usually go, and what I'm looking for are the cactans on the pine tree. They're kind of this goldeny yellow color instead of the brown ones. When they're brown, it means the wind has blown it all out. I'm seeing a lot of brown, so I have to keep on driving till we find some other ones. Oh, should we go? Okay. Snow? Snow? So this is what we're doing. This is the cactans, and inside is the pollen, which is essentially the male sperm of the tree. Now the goal is to get as much as that as we can into a plastic bag or a paper bag of some sort. Over the years I've tried to play with different ways to collect it. I even bought a handheld vacuum cleaner which destroyed it in about 10 minutes. But it's a very fine dust, so the goal is to get as much as we can, and what I've found works the best is a very thick-walled plastic bag or a structured paper bag. It seems to hold it the best, and as you collect it in the bag, it shakes down to the bottom. And for me, it's just the easiest way I've found to collect it. I'm sure there's better ways, but it's the way that works for me the best. Pretty quickly adds up. It's an arduous process, but it's rewarding. When most people talk about nutrition, it's normally a pretty limited window of what they talk about. There's the vitamins, the minerals, whether it's grown or conventionally or organically, how they assimilate, and that's usually about it. One thing they often forget about and don't talk about often is the genetic strength and lineage of the plant or animal they're eating. As the same with dogs, I mean, all dogs come from wolves, and you see a Chihuahua and you see how domesticated that's been compared to a grey wolf. and you start to see the process of domestication. But what most people don't realize is the same as being done with food. Modern palates, modern society, we like things bigger, sweeter, juicier, the same shape or size, and we've taken out the bitter properties, and when we domesticate food we take away some of the medicinal properties that they contain. That bitter trait, that bitter flavour is indicative of alkaloids, or the medicine that we've survived off and thrived off for a very long time. So one of the best things about wild food foraging is you're getting very genetic, strong, resilient plants that have endured heat shock, cold shock, lack of fertilisation, and it's just an incredible way to reconnect with nature, learn about plants, what they contain and how they can help, and get some of that lost nutrients, lost medicines that today's foods don't contain back into your family's diet and your diet. The history of pine pollen goes back well over 3,000 years, very prominent in Chinese medicine, and as everything to do with that, it comes under scientific scrutiny. It's done heavily so in the last couple of decades, and there's hundreds of benefits to it. The main ones that I really like to focus on are, we live in a very estrogen dominant world with xenoestrogens and contaminants and environmental pollutants, foods, plastics, packaging. One of the most exciting parts about pine pollen is its adaptogenic properties and also its androgenic properties. It's very high healthy levels of testosterone, DHEA, so it has this incredible ability, unlike very few plants I've seen, to be bioidentical and act as balancing hormone levels, healthy hormone levels. It's got over 200 vitamins, nutrients, minerals, amino acids, enzymes, incredibly powerful adaptogen, something I've used on my sport a lot in the past. And it's also got, here we are, for you. It's also extremely high in superoxide dismutase and glutathione, which are incredibly important for detoxification and also mitochondria cellular rejuvenation, DNA rejuvenation. So to find a plant that can detoxify on the levels it does, to find a plant that can balance hormone levels, promote testosterone, DHEA, and it's also a near complete protein amino acid source. It's just a gold for me, so that's why we place such a heavy importance on it and try and get as much as we can over springtime. Aside from the pretty undeniable health benefits, there's also this sort of idea of self-reliance and survival with foraging as well. Being able to identify plants, know how they can treat you medically, tonically, injury-wise, and there's just an intrinsic feeling of, I guess, satisfaction of being able to come out to nature and know you can provide plant-based medicine and also food for your family.
Oh, what'd you find? Is it tiny? Oh, wow. Tip tip.